Welcome to the Nash 2021 trade show. I'm going to show you around some of the new items that Nash are bringing out. Of course, there's loads of items, but I'm going to stick specifically to 5 key items I think you're going to be most interested in, one of which you may be able to hear in the background. Stick around. So to start off, Nash have finally dived into the world of head torches. There's 3 to choose from the basic level all the way up to the pro, basically. So the basic one does all that you need a head torch to do. So you've got 3 different light levels with the white on-off button at the top, and there's also a red light on there as well. There we are, the red light. Very simple, single strap, fully adjustable, and just does everything you need it to at a nice, easy price, or good price for $19.99 that one comes in. Then your mid-level one, now this one's a bit more interesting because the shape is fairly unique. Obviously, it does everything you need it to with illuminator. Oh, worth noting that all fully rechargeable with USB-C as well, so nice and quick to recharge them. But this one is slightly different because in this pack, when you buy this head torch, it comes with loads of different mounts. So of course, you've got the head torch mount for your head, but if you take the light off like so, you've got all these different mounts in front of me. So I won't go through all of them specifically, but it means you can put your head torch on your bivvy roof, on the front of your bivvy, on the landing net pole, on a bank stick, anything like that that you want to attach it to. It comes with all of these different adapters, so it makes it nice and versatile. And that one comes in at $59.99. And top of the range is this one at $99.99. And this has 750 lumens. Worth noting, actually, this is 150 lumens. This is 750. I'm not entirely sure of the middle one, but I'm sure I can flash it up on the screen right now. But this one is the all bells and whistles with it when it comes to the strength of the light, because it's 750 lumens. It's the brightest of the bunch. And it's got a zoom function as well, so you can zoom that forward and backwards. It's not one way or the other, you can go either way, sorry. So zoom in, zooming out. So you can have a nice and wide beam, and then you can focus it right down as well. And because that's really bright and you can zoom it, if you're casting to say a far feature on an island or overhanging snag, you can really hone in that beam and see where you're casting to. On the back, it has the power pack. So of course, because it's a brighter light, it needs a bit more oomph. That can be charged again. It's a rechargeable pack, or alternatively, you can put the little battery packs in, which takes AA's. So if you run out of power on this and you don't have your power pack, but you have some AA's knocking about in your bag, stick this in and you're back ready to go. So there you are, head torch range from Nash. Bait and poles, like them or loathe them, that's your choice, but it's a big part of a lot of people's angling, including myself. I've had a Bushwhacker for the last 2 years since they come out, and I genuinely believe it's caught me more fish. So now they've brought out a new head. So you've actually got the Pro and the Pro XL, which is the one that's in front of me. This is actually the shape of the original one, but this is the size of the Pro Standard, and this is the Pro XL. Difference being size, this can take up to 2 kilos of bait. But that's not the only party trick of these new heads, because as you can see, there's a few little additions. So on the very front, we've got a mount which can house a deeper. Now, of course, it doesn't come with a deeper, but a lot of people have deepers as well. Stick that on there, and then you can see exactly what you're about to drop your rig on. Check out the makeup of the lake bed below you, and have it nice and stable, so you don't have to keep on casting about. The whole idea of a Bushwhacker is that it's stealthy and quiet, so you put that on the end there. You're not casting around a deeper, which, if you ever used one, makes quite a splash and a lot of disturbance. So that just eliminates the disturbance it makes. Can show you exactly what you're fishing over, find a spot and drop your rig. But there's also another feature, this sort of bridge here. Now this is a lead bridge. If I find the lead that's in here without tripping over, pop the lead in there and you just put it onto that clip like so, and the lead's now in. Now this lead bridge does a couple of things. So if I pull the lead tight, tip it upside down, I can now lower the lead. You should be able to hear that, and actually have a lead about. Now this replicates as if I'm fishing from a boat, lowering a lead down and seeing what the bottom's like so. I can find out that's nice and firm. It might find a siltier patch, but also if you've got it clipped up or on your rod and you let out a foot of line, that can tell you how deep it is. To say you lower out 4 foot of line, then it hits the bottom, you know it's 4 foot. Move the pole slightly, do it again, and it's 6 foot. It can actually give you the depth as well without the need for casting around a marker float and all things like that. And once you found a spot, so say I found a spot there, I just continue turning this round and the line comes out of that bridge. I can now clip up exactly to that spot. So that's a really handy little feature for the Bushwhacker. And of course the rest of it, still as you've seen before, it self-stabilizes, keeps itself afloat like that, and easy to use. And as I said, this takes up to 2 kilos of bait. So quite a nice little addition to the Bushwhacker. Next up we have clothing. Everyone loves a bit of fishing clothing, especially when it's been remodeled like this. And the zero tolerance stuff has sold well every year that it's been out. I've got some myself, really enjoy wearing it. It's really good quality and nice and warm, so I'm going to be cracking out my old ZT clothing, if not getting my hands on some new stuff soon. But the main standout ones I'm going to talk you through today are the ZT Polar Fleece, the Smock and the Polar Quilt Jacket. Now this one, as you can see, nice and soft, really fleece lined on the outside, so nice and cuddly. So when you come back from fishing, if you're not covered in slime, your missus will love a cuddle with you on that one. Not that that's probably its best selling point, but it's the best way of describing it, of how soft it is. It's the sort of item of clothing that if you're walking around shop centre with your missus, she'll be stroking it because it looks nice and soft, and it is. On the front, you're, as we've all come to know with the zero tolerance range, the sort of kangaroo pouch pockets on the front. Now this has actually been designed quite nicely to fit a hot water bottle in there, because you're going to be wearing this more in the colder months. Hot water bottle goes in there and your hands can still fit in from the side. So that keeps the hot water bottle in position, or any other things you want to put in there. Still put your hands in the pocket and use it as a pocket, but keep them nice and warm as well. And as you can see, that fleece lining continues onto the inside. So it really is going to be a nice and warm item of clothing for you. And it's got a hood on the back as well, with a slightly different texture where it isn't fleece, kind of a more nylon, also on the elbows as well. Moving over to the Smock. Now the reason that this is in front of it, because this is the Smock as well. So this front pocket actually doubles up in turning into a bag. So you can put this over your shoulder, walk around with it like that, or have it stored away somewhere. Weather turns, pack it out from this, and there you have your zero tolerance. Little peak on the back as well. And again, the kangaroo pouch on the front, as we've come to know with a lot of these things. Nice zips as well. And yeah, nice handy little coat that packs down as small as that. And lastly, we have the quilt jacket. Now this is actually a replacement from the previous very similar version of the zero tolerance. It was reversible. This one isn't reversible because this has the fleece lining, which is coming out on a lot of these different items. So slightly different to the reversible one, but I think most people wore these coats this way around anyway. So they've just taken it into that nice fleece lining on the hood. The rest on the inside is nylon, so it's easy to move around in. Pockets, all the just slightly redesigned look to them. So nice and smart. I could go through all of them, but if you like the look of these, then just head over to their website and I'm sure there'll be loads more content coming out from all of these, from gloves, socks, dog coats, joggers and all sorts behind me, but those are the main standout ones for me. Nash Power Barrow has been around for a few years, so there's nothing new there, but one of the main things a lot of people have an issue with or just can't get around is just the price point. They are luxury items. It does take a bit of a hit on the bank account, so if there's something you really like the look of and you think saving up for it, then maybe your time has come to get one of these, because this is pretty much exactly the same as them when it comes to the battery and the motor and how they actually work. As you can see, still nice and strong. Sorry for the conference centre, I'm scuffing up your carpet. But it does all the same in helping you get your gear to the swim. Still got supports on the side, extendable front. But where this is a little bit cheaper is it's based on the Nash Barrow frame, rather than the frame on these is slightly different frame, so it's cheaper to make, which means it relates straight back to you and it's cheaper for you to get, because this comes in at $699. So it's still not a cheap Barrow, but you've got to remember what you're getting for that money, and it's saving you around 150, 200 quid compared to the ones behind me. So if you've been looking at these for a while, couldn't quite make that decision, that may have just made your mind up for you. Now lastly, and the one you've probably all been hanging around for, because I gave you a little teaser at the start, new alarms. I believe it's been about 7 years since the R3s behind me came out, so it's about time some new ones came out, and that wait has been worth it, because these are just those alarms on steroids. Now I've had the R3s for the last few years myself. Before then I had the I think they're called the S5Rs just behind, so I've been a Nash siren user for a long time, and these are very exciting indeed. Now one of the things I found with the R3s, as I said, I've used them for years, and one of the main things like you can hear from these is that you now have drop back differentiation. And not only is it a different tone, but there's a little, almost like a 3-note drop back there. So you can tell the difference between a forward take and a drop back. So that's the first audio difference between these and the original R3s. Now you've also got the LEDs on the front. Now before, if you wanted to get a R3, you had to choose the colour you wanted before it got delivered, and then if you wanted to change it, you had to get a new head. These have different LED colours built in, so you can change each head, or if you're changing, feeling a different mood, you can change from blue to red, up to you. It all comes built in to the head. There's loads of different settings on these. Of course, you've got your volume, tone, and sensitivity, but a couple of really cool little features as well. And I'm hoping I'm getting all this right because Mark Vooson's just behind the camera and he taught me all this earlier. It's got something called wave detection, and it's not just for waves, it's for boat work and stuff, or if you're fishing on a canal, when you get a boat go past and your bobbins go up and back down, you get all that false indication. There's two different modes to that, sorry. So you've got a 15cm mode and a 30cm mode. What that allows is for your hangers, now you're going to get a lot of noise, to go up and down, and the line to travel 15cm each way without setting your alarm off. Once it goes past that 15cm, it snaps straight back into full sensitivity mode, or however you've had it set before, so that you don't get all those false indications and false bites from boats going past, boat going up and down sort of thing. But then as soon as you get an actual take, because 15cm in a fish swimming off is that amount, so it's not a huge amount, you're going to get your full indication once it's gone past that. So that's a really cool little feature. On the back of the alarms, I'll get Henry to spin around. Luke's not with me today, he's gone on holiday, so I've roped in Henry to be second cameraman. You've got these little LEDs as well. Now this is for those of you that do a bit more boat work, or if you've gone out in a boat because you've had a fish, trying to look back at where your swim is, and you may not be able to see it, the receiver's here, then this is really handy. So on this receiver, there's a button to press that, and as you can see, all the LEDs on the back are flashing. You can also choose an individual LED, so say you were doing one rod at night and you didn't want all of them to flash and you've got your rods spaced out down the bank, you can go out, choose which rod you want to light up, go out, and it will shine back and show you exactly where it is. So it's a safety feature more than anything as well. If you've gone out in the middle of the night and you need to get back and you've got no way of seeing it, turn your that on and it will help you finding your swim again. Moving this way, actually, we've got some new hangers as well and different bobbins. So obviously you've got different looks of them, but they've also got another feature in that they come straight out from the alarm head. So there's no more little, the bits that, I think they're called hockey sticks, which goes below the alarm. There's no need for that anymore. They screw straight into or pop straight into the bottom of the alarm, and they light up as well. You may not be able to see that quite well at the moment because it's a lit up room, but you can have it so that they light up. Now, a difference between these and previous illuminated hangers, the issue that some of them had is that they drained batteries like mad. These don't. They will only light up when you get a bite or any kind of indication on your alarm. So they're not constantly draining power. So there's no issue with using these illuminated hangers and worrying about losing power over time. So you've got 3 different bobbins there, as you can see. But of course, if you don't want to get a whole new hanger set as well, these do pop off. You just use a little adapter and stick your existing ones in. So even if you don't have Nash ones, if you've got the right sort of thread, they may still fit in there as well. But of course, don't take my word for it, check first. And one of the other things, I may have missed other things, but one of the big things is that the batteries no longer take those squashed, annoying little CR2s, which are expensive and they're really annoying to find if they go last minute on a session. They now take AA's. So you can get standard batteries now, which is so much more handy because it's cheaper, much more readily available. Say your alarm head dies mid-session, there's only a 24-hour petrol station down the road, you'll be able to get the batteries much easier than those little CR2s. So that's them in a nutshell. I know there's probably plenty more to go into, but there's going to be loads of content coming out about these alarms in the near future from probably us as well, hopefully, and from Nash, of course, on how to use them, all the ins and outs, but that's the lowdown. So very interesting alarms. I hope you like them as much as I do, because hopefully I'm going to get my hands on that some soon. Got any knocking about, Henry? So there you go, the lowdown on Nash's new items coming very soon. Of course, the 5 items that I think stand out from this latest trade show. So please comment below what you think your favourite item is, or if you spotted a few other things in the background of this video that's going to get you thinking or talking in the comment section. Let us know what else you spotted and you're excited to see coming out from Nash. But for now, just watching, and I'll see you again soon.